I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
Jon Jones has just dropped a clear bombshell to the UFC and Dana White with his recent social media activity. And trust me, this is not what anyone expected. From retirement announcements to mysterious Dubai trips, Bones is playing chess, while everyone else is playing checkers. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into what could be the most significant power play in heavyweight division history.
Hey, so they've announced this White House UFC fight. What do you think about that?
I think it's exciting. Very exciting.
Can we expect to see you on the card?
Yeah, I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. I feel like the only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
Let's start from the beginning, because this story has more twists than a Hollywood thriller. Just last month, Jon Jones shocked the MMA world by announcing his retirement and pulling the plug on what everyone thought was a guaranteed fight with Tom Aspinall. The heavyweight division was left in chaos. Dana White was visibly frustrated, and fans were absolutely devastated. But here's where it gets interesting. While the UFC was busy positioning Tom Aspinall as the new face of the heavyweight division, Jones wasn't exactly fading into the background like a typical retiree would.
Tom, July 2025, a lot has happened recently. How's everything going? How's training going? Is there something more you can share with us about your next fight?
Yeah, everything's going good. I mean, for the last year, almost, I've just been training non-stop. So, I mean, you know yourself, anytime that you're training, you're going to be improving.
Yeah.
So, I've been training pretty good. I've just been doing what I'm told by the UFC, which is stay ready. I've stayed ready for a year now. So, it's been a little weird situation, but that's done. We now have a fight. We can move forward with that. Finally, I'm really happy about it. Like, I'm happy to just move forward and leave the last...
Then came the game changer. President Donald Trump announced that the UFC would host a historic fight card at the White House in 2026 as part of America's 250th celebration. And suddenly, Jon Jones's retirement didn't seem so permanent. But when Jones expressed interest in being part of this historic event, Dana White shut him down hard, saying, quote, "I just can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House card." That's when things got spicy, folks.
It's not even about him winning the belt. You know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House card.
Now, if you know Jon Jones, you know he doesn't take disrespect lying down. And Dana's comments, that was disrespect with a capital D. Jones fired back on social media, expressing his disappointment and publicly criticizing Dana White's stance. But that was just the appetizer. The main course came when Jones posted something that sent shockwaves through the MMA community. He shared a photo from Dubai, wearing traditional attire with the caption, "Dubai, with my Habibis at Abraham Kawa at Malkik." Now, this might seem innocent to casual fans, but for those paying attention, this was a massive statement. Jones wasn't just vacationing, he was there with the Kawa brothers, his longtime managers. And this trip coincided perfectly with UFC's return to Abu Dhabi. This wasn't a coincidence, people. This was Jon Jones sending a clear message. You don't want me for the White House card? Fine, I've got other options. Here's where the plot thickens even more. Remember Dirty Boxing, that rising fight promotion that's been making waves? Well, guess who's been a co-owner since March?
So they've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
Yeah, I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. the only thing to have a American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
That's right, Jon Jones. Founded by former UFC fighter and BKFC champion Mike Perry, Dirty Boxing has been quietly building something special, and Jones's recent Dubai trip with his management team, that screams international expansion. Let me paint you a picture. Dubai and Saudi Arabia have become absolute powerhouses in combat sports. We're talking massive government backing, unlimited resources, and a hunger for the biggest names in fighting.
It's been an honor to watch you become the heavyweight champion, and I can't wait to see you again. Welcome back, and congratulations on achieving your goal.
Last thing.
The greatest of all time, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Jones!
Now, imagine Jon Jones, one of the greatest fighters of all time, potentially headlining a major dirty boxing event in the Middle East. We're talking about a promotion that could rival the UFC in terms of spectacle and production value. And here's the kicker. This gives Jones incredible leverage. He's essentially telling Dana White and the UFC, you need me more than I need you.
Out for 3 years, comes back, and beats Cyril Gane. Like that. Easily. In my opinion, he does the same thing to Francis. What? 100%. Does the same thing to Francis. Francis didn't want to fight Jon Jones.
But this isn't just business for Jones, it's personal. His relationship with Mike Perry goes way back to their Jackson Wink Academy days, and it's deeper than most people realize. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, that White House fight card. In recent interviews, Jones has been anything but retired. He said, "I was retired. I felt like I've done it all in the MMA space." Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to host a fight at the White House Garden. That just seems like a huge opportunity. But here's the most telling quote. As of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year.
You retired, but now it seems like you're getting back into it.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
just explain it, break it down for us a little bit?
I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. Just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
Did you catch that? We'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. That doesn't sound like a retired fighter talking. That sounds like someone with a plan. The White House card is targeted for July 4th, 2026. That gives Jones plenty of time to either force the UFC's hand or create such a massive spectacle with dirty boxing that Dana White has no choice but to come crawling back.
So they've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. The only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
And if you needed any more proof that Jones isn't done, just look at his recent Instagram post showcasing his fight posters. He wrote, "The wall's almost filled. But trust me, the story's still being written. The best is yet to come." That's not retirement talk, folks. That's a man who knows he still has chapters left to write in his legendary career. So here's what we're looking at. Jon Jones has positioned himself as the ultimate chess master in this situation. He's got leverage with dirty boxing, connections in the Middle East, and the potential for a historic White House fight card. Dana White thought he could push Jones around, but Bones has just showed everyone that he's got options. Big ones. The question isn't whether Jon Jones will fight again. It's where he'll fight and who's going to pay him what he's worth. What do you think, fight fans? Is this the smartest power play in UFC history? Or is Jones playing with fire? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and follow us on all social media platforms for the latest MMA news and analysis. Until next time, keep throwing those hands, and we'll see you in the next one.
UFC 321, October 25th, Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. Tom Aspinall will face Cyril Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight.
Yes, we are back. Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Everybody knows, I don't have to explain what's gone on, but this is no fault of my own that I've been off for a year. Me and Cyril finally signed on the dotted line. We have actually, from my maths, this is the 4th time we've been matched up together. Me and Cyril got in the UFC around about the same time. I think he was there a little bit before me. He had a couple more fights.
Dana White has officially confirmed what we've all been waiting for: Tom Aspinall's first undisputed heavyweight title defense. But that's not all. We're also getting into Jon Jones' controversial exit from the division and what UFC legends are saying about this entire situation. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we cover all the biggest MMA news as it breaks. Let's get into it.
The fights. First of all, Tom Aspinall, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Not the interim anymore, because of course Jon Jones retired, walked away from the sport, and then 2 weeks later came back and said he wants to fight in the UFC at the White House against the champion, but wouldn't mention Tom Aspinall's name, which is absolutely crazy, because guess what? Tom Aspinall will be the champion, because most of the people in the top 10 Tom Aspinall has beaten, apart from one guy, that is Ciryl Gane, and that is who he will be fighting at UFC 321. All goes down Abu Dhabi.
All right, let's start with the big news that Dana White dropped. Tom Aspinall will make his first defense of the undisputed heavyweight title against Ciryl Gane at UFC 321 on October 25th in Abu Dhabi at the Etihad Arena. Now, for those who might be catching up, Aspinall became the undisputed champion back in June, when Dana White announced that Jon Jones had officially retired. This came after months of Jones refusing to unify the belts with Aspinall, essentially holding the division hostage. What makes this fight even more interesting is the history between Aspinall and Gane. According to Aspinall himself, this is actually the 4th time they've been matched up together. He claims Gane has turned him down multiple times in the past, once early in their careers before they were even ranked, and again when Aspinall wanted to fight the winner of Gane versus Spivak at UFC Paris. Aspinall didn't hold back, saying, quote, "We are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good." That's some serious trash talk right there.
This is Cyril's 3rd title shot, so we are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
How's the confidence levels?
Confidence levels great. Confidence levels great. I believe that.
This will be Gane's 3rd title shot. He previously lost to Francis Ngannou and was submitted by Jon Jones in just 124 seconds at UFC 285. The pressure is definitely on the Frenchman to prove he belongs at the top of this division. Now here's where things get really spicy. UFC legend Michael Bisping has made a bold prediction about what's going to happen after this fight, and it involves Jon Jones. Bisping, who's been one of the most vocal critics of Jones for dodging the Aspinall fight, thinks Jones is going to be watching this bout very carefully. And if Aspinall doesn't finish Gane faster than Jones did, remember, Jones submitted Gane in 124 seconds. Bisping guarantees we're going to see Jones pop up on social media with some tweets. Here's what Bisping said: "Just you wait. Jon Jones is probably gonna pop up on Twitter. If he doesn't beat Ciryl Gane as fast as Jon did, I guarantee we're gonna get some tweets."
Just you wait. Jon Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter. If he doesn't beat Ciryl Gane as fast as what Jon did, guaranteed.
This is classic Jones behavior, right? Even in retirement, he's probably going to find a way to insert himself into the conversation and remind everyone of his accomplishments. The man just can't help himself when it comes to social media drama. Bisping does fancy Aspinall to get the job done, though. And honestly, so do most fans. Aspinall has been finishing guys in the first round consistently. 7 of his 8 UFC victories have ended in round 1.
I'm quite lucky in that regard because I don't feel like I have a lot of miles on the clock, and the 32 is quite young for a heavyweight.
Yeah,
so.
you're getting ready in your prime.
I would fight if I could.
Yeah.
If I could fight like this month or next month, then it would be perfect. But it's obviously not going to happen right now. So probably twice a year is maximum for a heavyweight usually. 3 times a year is a little bit of a push. So
then came the retirement announcement in June, which many people saw as Jones taking his ball and going home rather than facing a legitimate threat in Aspinall. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Jones recently expressed interest in coming back for a potential UFC White House event that's being planned for July 4th, 2026, as part of America's 250th Independence Day celebration. He even re-entered the USADA testing pool briefly. However, Dana White shut that down hard at a recent press conference saying, "I just can't risk putting him in big positions, in a big spot, and have something go wrong, especially the White House card."
I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah, especially the White House card.
This is clearly a reference to Jones's checkered past, the failed drug tests, legal issues, and that time he refused a short-notice fight that led to the cancellation of UFC 151. Jones responded by saying he was disappointed in White's assessment, claiming he's ready to represent his country and chase legacy. But honestly, the damage might already be done to his reputation with how he handled this whole Aspinall situation. The MMA community hasn't been quiet about this whole situation. Beyond Bisping's comments, other fighters and analysts have been weighing in.
Campaign, whatever you want to call that last chapter, the effect it had was to demoralize the fan base. And now he thinks he can come out there and be like, "I'm back in the gym. Bye. You're not wanted."
Oh, you just retired. Now we're going to be able to fight at the White House July 4th. You're getting back in the testing pool. And then you obviously think you can fight for the heavyweight championship.
Many fighters have called out Jones for what they see as duck behavior. The general consensus seems to be that Jones saw a young, hungry, and extremely dangerous opponent in Aspinall and chose the safer route of retirement rather than risk his legacy. Aspinall himself has been pretty diplomatic but firm, saying that Gane is due a little bit of a beating from him after all the fight negotiations that fell through. What's really telling is that even Dana White seemed fed up with the Jones situation. You don't often see White completely shut down one of his biggest stars like that, but the White House comments showed just how burned those bridges might be.
Well, I am the best heavyweight in the world, but I want to show everyone that I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Ciryl Gane's lost 2 title shots, and I want to give him his 3rd title shot loss and get him out of there.
The heavyweight division can finally move forward now. We've got fresh blood at the top with Aspinall, and potential future matchups with guys like Alex Pereira possibly moving up from light heavyweight, or even other contenders in the division. It's honestly refreshing to have a champion who actually wants to fight the best available competition rather than picking and choosing opponents.
Did you see the Derek Lewis-Ciryl Gane fight? Ciryl Gane beat the shit out of him. Ciryl Gane, who's 6'5", 247 pounds, moves like a 170-pounder. He's bouncing like Wonderbolts the entire fight. Bouncing, throwing feints, completely changed the standard of heavyweight striking. Every time Derek Lewis goes to set up, Ciryl Gane is nowhere to be found. Look at that jab. It changed my opinion of how a fight with him and Francis Ngannou would go down. Francis Ngannou has the nuclear option, but he doesn't have the movement. The question is, can Francis deal with the movement, threaten him in a way that Derek Lewis didn't figure out how to?
So there you have it. Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane is official for UFC 321 on October 25th in Abu Dhabi. Jon Jones is out of the picture for now, despite his White House dreams being shot down by Dana White. And the heavyweight division can finally move forward with some fresh energy. What do you think about this whole situation? Are you excited to see Aspinall as the undisputed champion? Do you think Jones will actually stay retired? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more MMA content, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep training and stay tuned for more fight news.
For the last year, almost, I've just been training non-stop. So, I mean, you know yourself, anytime that you're training, you're going to be improving.
Yeah.
So, I've been training pretty good. I've just been doing what I'm told by the UFC, which is stay ready. I've stayed ready for a year now. So, it's been a little weird situation, but that's done. We now have a fight. We can move forward with that. Finally, I'm really happy about it. Like, I'm happy to just move forward and leave the last... to be honest, I've had a really good year in my life. It's been a great year, but as far as professionally, I would have liked to have been more active, obviously.
Tom Aspinall's next fight, ongoing drama with Jon Jones, and potential blockbuster matchups that could reshape the entire division. Just when we thought the heavyweight title picture was finally clear, new twists have emerged that could change everything, from confirmed title defenses to potential super fights. Tonight, we're breaking down every angle of this developing story.
Tom, real quick. All we wanted is a well wishes for Jon Jones for his retirement. Do you have any words for him?
Let's start with the biggest news. Tom Aspinall has officially confirmed his first UFC heavyweight title defense is locked in. After months of uncertainty following Jon Jones' retirement, then unretirement saga, the British champion finally has clarity on his next fight. Yes, it is. Signed and locked in. As far as signing, I can't remember the last time that I physically signed a contract. They just asked me and I said yes, and that's it.
You'll be ready.
Prepare for it and be ready.
So you said you have something coming. Is it signed? Is it locked in? Is it something we can expect soon?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, it is. As far as signed, I can't remember the last time I actually physically signed a contract. They just asked me, I just say yes, and then that's it. Usually I sign the contracts on fight week. Contracts actually don't mean too much. The UFC asks you, you say yes. The verbal contract is all anybody.
This verbal agreement comes at a crucial time. Aspinall was elevated to undisputed champion status after Jones announced his retirement, only for Jones to return to the drug testing pool weeks later following Donald Trump's announcement of a UFC event at the White House in 2026.
Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him like coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, you know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House card.
But here's where it gets interesting. Dana White has publicly snubbed Jones for that White House event, citing trust issues with the former champion. This has effectively cleared the path for Aspinall to defend his title against other contenders. While no opponent has been officially announced, the most likely candidates are #1 contender Ciryl Gane and Alexander Volkov. Aspinall has dominated most of the top 10 heavyweights in the first round, but he's never faced Gane, who previously held interim heavyweight gold.
I've done enough in the UFC to fight for the undisputed title. We now have the UFC top 10 here in front of me. So, me and Jon Jones, Volkov is #3. Beat Volkov in the first round. Ciryl Gane, been trying to fight him for about 3 years.
So I just called him out, went to France, and he turned the fight down.
If it's for the undisputed title, I'll take him out. Curtis Blades, I beat him in the first minute. Sergey Pavlovich, beat him in the first minute. Jailton Almeida. Haven't fought Almeida. I will absolutely fight him in a heartbeat. Sergey Spivak, beat him in the first round. Tibora, beat him in the first round. That's most of the top 10. Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane, and Almeida. They're the only 3 guys who I've not beaten in the top 10.
The champion's eagerness is palpable. He's been ready to fight for over a year and wants to break the heavyweight division's recent pattern of only 1 title fight per year. But perhaps the most intriguing potential matchup isn't with current UFC contenders. It's with Francis Ngannou, the man many still consider the lineal heavyweight champion.
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy.
And what about Francis Ngannou? You having him? You want some?
The day that I start ducking out of fights and turning opponents down and stuff like that is the day that I'm going to retire. I'll fight anyone, I'll fight anytime, and I'll fight anywhere. Never turn down a fight in my life. Never will. The day that I start thinking about turning down fights is the day that I'll retire. So to answer the question, whoever they want me to fight is who I'm going to fight.
Aspinall has made it clear he's interested in defending his title against Ngannou, despite the significant obstacles involved. I'm not sure of his circumstances. I know he didn't have the best relationship with the UFC, so I don't know if that's repairable. But like I said, I'll fight anybody. He's very, very dangerous. I think I'm a smart fighter with a good fight IQ, and I think I could navigate that danger well.
What's your opinion on that?
I'm not sure on his circumstances. I don't know if that's... I know that he didn't have the best relationship with the UFC, so I don't know if that's repairable. And I also don't know. You think it is?
I think it's the fight business.
Yeah.
If you can make a fight this big with you knocking everybody out, him knocking everybody out.
Yeah.
He's in his late 30s. You are in your prime. This is the moment to make it.
I mean,
you don't have to always agree with everybody. You know what I mean?
Like I said, I'll fight anybody. I've said that from the beginning.
We know, but if you look at Ngannou, I think Gane is an incredible fight. You haven't fought him yet.
Yeah.
Ngannou and you, to be considered one of the best heavyweights of all time, I believe you have the skill set. You have the striking, you have the wrestling, you have the grappling. The depth of the division isn't really there. So I go and I look outside of the UFC because I want to see the biggest fights possible. I'm not a fighter anymore. I'm a fan now. You and Ngannou, how do you guys match up?
I like it. I like the fight. I think that he's very, very dangerous. I think that I'm a smart fighter with a good fight IQ. And I think that I could navigate that danger well.
This potential super fight represents everything fans love about combat sports. The the unification of titles, and the settling of who's truly the best. Ngannou never lost his UFC belt in the octagon. He left due to contract disputes in 2022 and has since become the PFL Superfights heavyweight champion. The challenges are significant. Ngannou's messy exit from the UFC involved disagreements over fighter pay, creative freedom, and boxing opportunities. His current PFL deal is exclusive and lucrative, making any crossover bout extremely complicated from a legal and promotional standpoint. But Aspinall's philosophy remains unchanged. The day I start ducking out of fights and turning opponents down is the day I'm going to retire. I'll fight anyone. I'll fight anytime, and I'll fight anywhere.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall respond to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in the wrestling than Pereira. He can do whatever he wants.
The financial and promotional hurdles are enormous, but if both promotions could find common ground, this fight would be one of the biggest heavyweight bouts in MMA history. A true champion versus champion scenario.
Ficando pouquinho forte, né? Pô, não tem jeito. Vamos ver aqui, ó. A hora da verdade agora, hein? Quanto? Chega aqui, Cauê. Dá pra ganhar mais pezinho, não?
Adding another layer of intrigue to the heavyweight picture is Alex Pereira, and his recent social media activity has the MMA world buzzing. The former two-division UFC champion has been posting videos showing himself at a massive 244 pounds, significantly heavier than his usual light heavyweight fighting weight. This has sparked widespread speculation about a potential move to heavyweight. Aspinall's take on this situation is particularly insightful. The guy and his team know what they're doing on social media. They know how to make headlines, which is good. I think as far as I'm aware, that's quite normal for him and bigger light heavyweights to get up to 240, 250 pounds. Maybe he's teasing it.
Thing, the guy and his team know what they're doing on social media. They know how to make headlines, which is good. I think, as far as I'm aware, that's quite normal for him and bigger light heavyweights to get up to like 240, 250.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe he's just teasing it, maybe.
The strategic thinking here is fascinating. Pereira lost his light heavyweight title to Magomed Ankalaev in March, and a logical next step would be pursuing an immediate rematch. However, the heavyweight division offers something even more tantalizing: the opportunity to become the first fighter in UFC history to win titles in 3 different weight classes. Pereira has already conquered middleweight by knocking out Israel Adesanya and dominated light heavyweight with 4 successful title defenses before losing to Ankalaev. A heavyweight title would cement his legacy as one of the most versatile champions ever. For Aspinall, the opponent doesn't matter. Any fight is interesting to me. I don't need much to be enticed into a fight with somebody. I'm the easiest guy. Just tell me who I'm fighting and I'm in.
It's interesting to me. I don't need much to be enticed into a fight with somebody. I'm the easiest guy. I'm the easiest.
Especially after a year.
Yeah, you just tell me who I'm fighting. I'm in. But as far as he's concerned, I think that if I was him, I'd want to get the rematch and get the light heavyweight belt back. But I'm not him, so I don't know. I don't know. But I think the way
the timing could work perfectly. If Pereira pursues an Ankalaev rematch first, it would give Aspinall time to make his first defense against someone like Gane, setting up a potential super fight later in the year. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture of the heavyweight division right now. For over 2 years, Tom Aspinall has been waiting in the wings while the Jon Jones-Stipe Miocic saga played out. Jones defended against Miocic at UFC 309 20 months after winning the title from Ciryl Gane. The division has been stagnant, with only 1 championship fight per year since 2018. Aspinall wants to change that completely. He's expressed interest in fighting up to 4 times per year, bringing the activity level back to heavyweight that we haven't seen in years. With upcoming events like UFC 320 in October and UFC 322 at Madison Square Garden in November, There are multiple opportunities for Aspinall to kick off what could be the most active heavyweight title reign in recent memory.
It's not even about him winning the belt. You know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House card.
Been Jon Jones, will he, won't he? And then he retires and refuses to fight Tom. We don't have to go over all of that once again. But two things that were really funny were he was at the ESPYs. He was on the red carpet, and he was doing an interview with the people on the red carpet. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they were talking to him like he had been retired for 5 years. And they're like, so, like, what's it like being out of retirement now and, like, going out and training? He's like, oh, I'm so sore. I'm like, he's been retired for 2 days. What are you talking about? They were legit talking to him like he was a guy coming out of retirement, like Manny Pacquiao.
Jon Bones Jones has fired back at UFC President Dana White with a clear warning message that's got everyone talking. After White publicly stated he can't risk putting Jones on the historic UFC White House card planned for July 4th, 2026, Jones took to social media with a response that was both diplomatic and defiant. I heard the comments made at last night's press conference. Jones wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "While I was a little disappointed, I'm still in the UFC's drug testing pool, staying sharp, and continuing to train like a professional."
Still talking White House, but Dana's making it very clear. I like the idea of you. I wouldn't deny you. I like the idea of Tom. I wouldn't deny you. I'm not going to wait till then. If you would like to fight on that grass, I just need to see that you're willing to fight at all. And I think that Jon versus Tom got closer than ever for 2025.
Bia. But that's just the beginning of this story. Tonight, we'll break down the entire controversy, examine Dana White's reasoning, and reveal the shocking support Jones is receiving from an unlikely ally, his biggest rival, Daniel Cormier. Stay with us. Let's dive deeper into what sparked this public dispute between two of the UFC's most prominent figures.
In a big position, anywhere, running the risk that something could happen, which means he doesn't go through with it. I just can't do that. And that gets exemplified if we're talking about the White House card, which is near and dear to me, and I want to get perfectly.
The controversy began at Saturday's UFC 318 post-fight press conference in New Orleans, where Dana White was asked about featuring Jon Jones on the proposed White House card, an unprecedented event that would take place at the residence of President Donald Trump on Independence Day 2026. White's response was uncompromising and brutal in its honesty. "It's not even about him winning the belt. You know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions, in a big spot, and have something go wrong, especially the White House card."
And Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him like coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, you know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah, especially the White House card.
This statement references Jones's troubled history outside the octagon, a checkered past that includes the infamous UFC 151 cancellation in 2012, when Jones refused to fight Chael Sonnen on short notice, a 2015 hit-and-run incident that led to his removal from UFC 187, multiple failed drug tests that derailed major fights at UFC 200 and 214, various legal issues that have plagued his career. But Jones, now 38, wasn't about to take this public dismissal lying down. His response revealed both his disappointment and his unwavering determination.
So just as Jon Jones was expressing how much he really wanted to fight at the White House, Dana White says no! He has put his foot down on Jon Jones, and he claims that he cannot risk Jon Jones at the White House. Absolute cinema. He's done with Jon, just like we all are. I really hope that Dana White stays true to this statement and doesn't do a complete 180 a year from now whenever the White House card is actually coming up. Let's listen to what Dana White had to say about Jon Jones at the White House, and then let's go through Jon Jones crying.
Jon Jones' response to Dana White's comments was measured but powerful, revealing a fighter who sees this White House opportunity as more than just another payday. In his social media response, Jones wrote, "In a recent interview, I shared that the opportunity to fight at the White House gave me something deeper to fight for, a why that goes beyond paychecks or belts. Fighting for my country gives me a greater purpose.
Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden. That just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military. Just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
The former light heavyweight champion who became the youngest UFC champion in history